Alright, hi, welcome to episode 28 of Healthcare. This is a little traumatic for me because I was drugged by ketamine. It's a date rape. It's not really called date rape anymore. It's just rape. So I'm going to talk about that. So welcome, episode 28 in Healthcare at KX. Ketamine, under the Controlled Substance Act, is listed as Schedule 3 in the USA and Schedule 1 in Canada's Criminal Code. It is a short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals, and it's another predatory drug used by predators for sexual assault purposes. It is a general anesthetic that causes individuals to feel detached from their bodies and surroundings. How does this drug work? It typically odorless, colorless, and tasteless when placed in a drink. One exception is GPL, which has a bitter taste that can be masked by a strong tasting drink. I don't drink, so they just injected me with it when I was sleeping. Within 30 minutes of ingestion, the individual may struggle or to walk, talk, and move, or may pass out. At this point, the person is vulnerable to any assault. Because of the effect of the drug, the victim may have little or no recollection of the events, and many victims do not report the crime. Not everybody is affected the same way. It is difficult to predict the exact effect of any drug on a particular individual. The effects may vary depending upon the drug, the dose ingested, and whether the drug is mixed with alcohol or other drugs. Other factors that influence how a particular drug will affect someone are weight, gender, metabolism, and other issues such as how soon medical assistance is received. Ketamine diminishes one's capacity. Drug and alcohol obviously can cause diminished capacity, a legal term that varies in definition from state to state and from legislation to legislation. Diminished capacity exists when an individual does not have the capacity to consent. And that's what they did to me. They drugged me with heroin and arrested me, and my rights were never read. Reasons for the inability, which that takes away my constitutional rights. Reasons for this inability to consent include, but not limited to, sleeping, passing out, unconsciousness, mental incapacitation, and possibly due to, I'm sorry, for the brain. Like, it destroys the brain if you get beat up or if you get sexually assaulted. Okay, so it's important to understand diminished capacity because oftentimes victims of sexual assault blame themselves because they drank or used the drug. Not me. I don't. They just did this to me. It is important to emphasize that it is not the victim's fault. The attacker is the one who took advantage of the victim's diminished capacity. Of course, we all know it is against the law of drugging another person without knowledge or consent, and it is a crime. However, we're in Canada, and there's still corruption going on. And my case was never investigated for 10 years now, and these people continue to drug me and rape me and threaten me and give me death threats and sexual assault threats and rape threats. So, in the end, to summarize, the definition of rape and sexual assault is including having sex with someone who is unable to consent because he or she is drugged, intoxicated, and therefore cause unconsciousness. Thank you.